I'm here this morning with Clinton McPherson.
Hello, morning.
Who is from Crispin and Borst, and also with David Shaffick, who's been our in-house project manager on the Redevelopment Committee and has been on the committee longer than I have, I think.
That's right. I think it was me that got you involved, Richard, by virtue of suggesting your name in the first place.
I think it was. So let's go and look at the buildings and see how we're getting on. What we're looking at here is, in fact, the balcony from one of the offices, and I think we all suspect whose office it might become. And as we pan round into the courtyard, you can see that the new buildings create a courtyard with what will be a car park and a garden below us. But the brickwork is now pretty much finished, and the little Juliet balconies are going in on the flats, which are... Well, here we are in what will be the new hall. So since you last saw it, we made some very good progress with lots of equipment going into the hall. And I'll just hand over to Clinton to say a few more things about how it's going in this part of the building.
Okay, yes. As you remember, from our last take, there wasn't any ductwork in place. And as you can see, it's 100% completed. And all this ductwork, which involves air intake and extraction, data cable for communications and electrical supplies has been installed. And we're looking forward to start to do ceiling work in the near future.
Again in the hall, and this part of the hall is designed to be the new young children's or creche area. I just wondered if, Caroline, you wanted to say a few things about that.
Yeah, well, I think it's a very good design. We've got this whole area here can be partitioned off. There's 3 partitioned areas in this big, large hall. So you could either have, and there's a self-contained kitchen in the back of the creche there. So you could either have the 3 partitions on the Sunday so that all the groups can meet without interrupting one another. And it's convenient for moms bringing kids to the same area instead of all over the church. Or midweek groups can open up the screens and spread out into the entire hall while using the kitchen. So it just really works well for all the things that we're going to be doing at Duke Street. It's great.
We wanted to show you the new kitchen, which is just off here. So we'll walk through here. The kitchen serves both the hall and the new concourse, which is the congregational area. So we'll go through the door, which isn't there yet, and David will say a few words about the kitchen.
First thing you can see is the extract hood here, which takes away the fumes from all the wonderful cooking that we're going to be doing in the future. And as Ollie pans to his left, you can see the first serving hatch leading into the concourse area. And next to that, the other second serving hatch, which serves directly into the hall. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but next week, when the walls are finally closed up, the kitchen installers will be here measuring the dimensions to make absolutely sure that the equipment which is already manufactured will actually fit. And if it doesn't, Clinton here will be in big trouble. So we hope that won't be the case. But then the installation will take place in a few weeks' time, and then the transformation will be remarkable in this particular area.
Well, here we are standing in what is to be the servery for the concourse. And again, I'll just ask David to say a few words about what's in here and what's going in here and how it works.
Yes, behind me in this partition is the kitchen, which we've just had a look at. And this servery is completely self-contained as far as its ability to serve drinks, snacks and light meals is concerned, so that we can actually be having some sort of cafe activity perhaps in the concourse, and yet at the same time behind me some other people preparing food for a different purpose. We think that will be very good indeed. So we're looking forward to seeing this particular area again fully kitted out and separate, although it's accessible to the kitchen as well.
Great, that sounds excellent. Yes, we'll all look forward to seeing what happens in here.
Yes.
Now, Caroline, we're now in the concourse, as it's going to be called, which is where the congregation gathers. How do you think this is going to help the church?
Well, I think it's going to be great because I think it gives us a lot more room to socialize between services, which means nobody has to rush off or run out too early because it won't be taking up any of the rooms that are used for children's activities and other things that we've got going on. It also maybe means that they don't have to come straight into promised land at the end like they used to do and rush all the children out straight away. So I think it's great.
Good, no, that's great. And behind us we've got some of the old, the existing wall and the existing windows, but then there is a gap where there used to be the old door. Now, Clinton, what's happening to the gap just behind us?
Well, at the moment, it's used as a temporary entrance and exit on the site, but in a couple of weeks' time, all that area is going to be blocked up, and it will be replaced with existing windows to suit the surroundings. So that's just for temporary measures at the moment.
Great, thank you. So this will become a complete self-contained room, and the
Self-contained, yes.
access will actually be through the main accesses to the church. We ought to say as well that actually this will go all the way through to a staircase that comes down from Duke Street. So the whole of this concourse area will link up to the front of the church. So we're all looking forward to using it, I think. We are standing by the Quadrant Road frontage, and this is the new door which you'll come into from Quadrant Road if you come in at this part of the building. So, Clinton, how are we getting on in this bit of the building?
Okay, we're progressing quite well because the major bit here is the lift shaft, which will be installed hopefully next week. And this area will be screeded off, and the glazing will be going in. So we say we are progressing quite well, and then once the lift shaft goes in, then we're going to start to do first fix, dry lining, and second fix in the coming week. So I should say we're doing quite well in this area.
Good, that sounds great. Well, let's go upstairs and see what it looks like upstairs.